Hey guys, and how you doing? This is the C3PO PCB badge or a Blinky board which is based around 555 timer IC. The original C3PO was built by Anakin Skywalker. C3PO was designed as a protocol droid intended to assist in etiquettes, customs and translation. But this version doesn't do any of the original tasks. It just blinks. I made this setup as a soldering challenge kit. We solder all the SMD components with a soldering iron, and then the end result will be a complete biflasher working circuit which is themed after our beloved C3PO. Also, if you're interested in getting this kit for yourself, check out my Tindy page for more details. Link is in video description. In today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how you can solder this kit in a few easy steps along with few soldering tips and tricks. So let's get started. These are the stuff that I used in this build. 555 timer IC, M7 diode, 10 kilo ohm resistor, 0805 package, coin cell holder, SMD holder, 0603 LEDs, custom PCB, switch, 22 UF 16 volt capacitor, Con2 vertical header pin, soldering equipment and patience. Before starting the soldering process, let's first see the working schematic of this C3PO badge. The main component here is this mighty timer IC, which is set up in a biflasher mode. This means at the output pin, two LEDs are connected in such a way that when a positive signal gets out of pin 3, this will make LED 2 glow and LED 1 will remain low. When the positive signal doesn't get out of pin 3, LED 2 will become low and LED 1 will start glowing. Biflasher constantly turn both LEDs on and off by repeating bias of both LEDs through pin 3. The flash rate can be controlled by changing the value of capacitor connected between pin 2 and ground. Right now I'm using a 22 UF capacitor, but if we use a 10 UF capacitor, the flash rate will increase. I've used this same circuit in my previous Ghost Batch project, which was also a soldering kit but a THT one. This version is an SMD soldering kit with almost all the components SMD except for switch, capacitor and Con2 pin. After finalizing the PCB and checking it one last time, I exported its Gerber data and sent it to PCBWay for samples. I used PCBWay service for this project. I uploaded the Gerber file of this project on PCBWay's code page. For the C3PO badge, I went with the yellow solder mask and white silk screen color. After placing the order, I received PCBs in a week and the PCB quality was pretty great. This shape is completely random, so it's pretty hard to make, but they did an awesome job of making this PCB with no error whatsoever. PCBWay, you guys rocks. You guys can check out PCBWay if you want great PCB service at an affordable rate and low price. After getting the PCBs, I started the assembly process, which include adding SMD component first and then adding the THT components. We have to add timer IC and few resistors on the back side first and then the LEDs on the front side. Let's start with the back side first. First, set up your soldering station with an iron temperature of 316 degrees to 343 degrees Celsius. We start first by adding solder to each component pad first, just one side. Then we pick the component and place it in its place by heating the added solder. The solder will melt and hold the component from one side. Then we redo this process for all the components. The goal here is to temporarily hold the component from one side and later add more solder wire on the other side, which will connect the component to the other pad and the soldering process will get completed. After placing each component, we use the solder wire to solder the other end of each component that hasn't been connected to the pad yet. This method of soldering SMD component is widely used and it is very easy to learn as well. As for adding an SMD coin cell holder, the same method has to be in use. We add solder to one pad, use that pad to hold the component in its place, then add solder to the other pad to hold the component in its place completely. Now, after adding all the components on the bottom side, we start the LED soldering process. The process for them is also the same. We add solder to one side first, we add the LED through this side and then do the same for the second LED. Then we add solder on the other pad and the LED will get connected with its pad perfectly. Just make sure to connect LEDs in the right polarity. Also, because LED's outer body is made from plastic, avoid heating the pad of LEDs for a very long interval of time. Be quick while soldering or the LED's outer body will melt and it will get destroyed. These LEDs are made for the reflow process, not the soldering iron process. So it's better not to heat the plastic part for too long. Now we add the remaining THT components, which are switch and capacitor. The switch will go into the THT pad and the capacitor will be placed in its pad. Be sure to check the polarity of capacitor before placing it. At last, I added vertical CON 2 pin to this badge, which will let us connect this badge with external power with a breadboard. This was the soldering process and the badge is completed. For powering this badge, we have to add a CP2032 lithium coin cell in its holder and turn on the switch. Both LEDs will start flickering in a chasing sequence. The first LED will glow and then the second LED will stay low. Then the second LED will turn high and the first LED will turn low. This process will get repeated over and over. This setup worked exactly like my previous Ghost badge project. In the Ghost badge, the same circuit has been utilized, but it contains a through-hole version of every component. Check out my Ghost badge if you're interested in the THT soldering. I hope this video was helpful. If yes, then do not forget to hit the subscribe button. All the details about this project can be downloaded from its page. Link is in video description. Peace out and have a nice day. Bye bye.